If you have a convection oven, go ahead and turn the fan or convection setting on. The fan helps circulate the heat and keeps the temperature more even throughout the oven. We'll also place our cast iron pots in the oven while it preheats so everything comes up to the temperature together. Once the oven has been fully preheated for about 30 minutes, the pots will be nice and hot and we can go ahead and add our oil and then put our dough into the pot. When you add the oil to the hot pot, you should see it move around very quickly, and sometimes it may even start to slightly smoke. That's a good sign the pot is nice and hot. Next, carefully place the loaf into the pot. Then I'll use a razor blade to score the dough. I like to make one long cut down the top, and then I'll go back and make a second cut along the same line, just slightly angled. This helps create a nice texture on the outside of the loaf as it bakes. You can definitely get fancy and do decorative scoring, but I usually keep it simple with just this one cut. Once the loaves are scored, we'll cover the pots and place them back in the oven. Baking the bread covered in a cast iron pot traps the steam that comes off the dough as it bakes. That steam helps the bread expand and develop a really nice crust on the outside. We'll bake these at 400 degrees for 30 minutes with the lids on. After 30 minutes, we'll take the lids off the pots and check on the loaves. Most of the time the bread will still be pretty light in color at this point, so I'll put them back in the oven with the lids off and continue baking at the same temperature for about another 20 minutes so the crust can brown. For whatever reason, these loaves actually got pretty brown even with the lids on, so I only needed to bake them for about another 10 minutes with the lids off. After about 10 more minutes, this is what the loaves look like. Like I mentioned earlier, I usually bake them for 30 minutes covered and about 20 minutes uncovered. But every bake can be a little different, so it's important to keep an eye on the bread each time when you make it. What I'm really looking for is a nice dark crust that's crisp and crunchy. I like a crusty loaf because it gives the bread a great texture. It's perfect for sandwiches, it's really great with butter, and honestly it's just a really nice way to enjoy fresh bread. Your bread should look like this, and it should sound like this. It's supposed to be best to let the bread sit and cool for about an hour before cutting into it, but honestly, I can almost never wait that long, and butter melts a lot better when the bread is still a little warm like this. If you do cut into it early, just make sure you use a nice really sharp knife and take your time slicing through the loaf. If you enjoy videos like this and want to keep learning how to cook from scratch, make sure to subscribe.